Welcome back to the brain conspiracy theory that sadly is fact. In part 1, we introduce you to so-called rational decision-making. Yes, that one that robs you of your future. You met a trio of harmonious voices that not only give concerts every time a decision is to be made, but also drive your actions, especially those that don't serve you. So if you haven't watched part 1, I suggest you start there. Otherwise, you're walking into a crime scene without knowing who the suspects are. Today, we're exposing why these psychological forces feel so impossible to resist and how they manifest across every domain of your life. Welcome to the Unbound Mind, where we challenge cultural narratives and comfortable lies that keep you trapped in stress, struggle, suffering, and stuckness. So, if you're ready to reclaim your power and set yourself free in business and life, let's go.
Unbound Mind. The Neurological Arsenal.
6 brain regions are actively involved in shaping those biases. Throw in hormones, spy them up with neurotransmitters for good measure, and you get the witch brew. Which brings us to the cherry on the cake of this neurological witchcraft: dopamine.
The Dopamine Deception.
We often think dopamine is the pleasure chemical. It's not. Dopamine is the motivation chemical. It's about wanting and seeking, not liking and satisfaction. So, you see a piece of cake, your brain releases dopamine, not because it's good for you, but because you anticipate a quick energy hit. This creates a powerful, almost physical craving. You want it. This craving feels like a mission from a higher power, but it's just a chemical illusion. The actual pleasure from the cake is quickly followed by guilt. But the dopamine system doesn't care about the aftermath, it only cares about the chase. This is why you can desperately want something you know you won't even like minutes later. Sounds familiar?
The Dysfunctional Party.
As that neurological conspiracy plots against your good intentions, willpower feels like an outsider. Exactly. It was never invited to the party. But having a party without gas is a fun opportunity wasted, right? We need a good company. And here it is.
Emotions.
The first to join are emotions. They play puppet master. When you are in a hot state, stress, anxious, bored, emotions don't just influence logical reasoning or whatever is left of it, they obliterate it completely. The more you feel, the worse you choose.
Cognitive load.
The next to join is cognitive load. Oh, this one just makes everything worse. Under high mental effort, your brain takes shortcuts like GPS avoiding traffic. When you're mentally exhausted, you actually make shitty choices. And if you care to know more, here is the session about your preferences for mental shortcuts and easy solutions. That's a cool one.
Fear of uncertainty.
Finally, there is a fear of uncertainty. This is the life and soul of our party to add yet another layer of dysfunction. The perceived risk of uncertainty associated with long-term rewards makes immediate, guaranteed gains irresistibly appealing. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, even when the bush is just right there. Our nonlinear perception of time compounds the problem. It's like waiting 5 minutes now feels longer than waiting 5 minutes next week. So we end up with a threat-induced tunnel vision, the concept we introduced in the previous video. And this is where our focus of attention is all about a perceived threat. So the rest no longer matters. We just filter it out so we can make our lives easier by overlooking important details and alternative solutions. Looking back at suboptimal business decision-making we had so much fun dissecting last time, the pattern becomes crystal clear. Feelings of stress or anxiety? Check. Cognitive load? Check. Fear of uncertainty? Present. Threat-induced tunnel vision? Also there. It's not that business leaders are incompetent. Well, certainly not all of them. They are human, operating with human brains in high-pressure environments specifically designed to trigger every bleeding bias that leads to poor decision-making. So next time you hear somebody looking for rational decision-making corporate training, send them this video. It's free and scientifically proven.
Does it sound familiar?
Present bias and instant gratification don't just live in psychology textbooks, you wish. They mess up with your behavior across every domain of your life. This is when you wave goodbye to self-control and willpower.
Personal well-being.
Your future healthy self loses to your present comfort-seeking self every single time.
Financial decisions.
Credit card debts, early retirement withdrawals, financing a new car or smartphone, and impulse purchases. Your future financial security is sacrificed for today's wants.
Procrastination and productivity.
Setting deadlines you ignore, delaying important tasks, and then rushing in the last moment to produce inferior work. The irony is just delicious.
Healthcare adherence.
Skipping mammograms, ignoring diabetes treatment, avoiding checkups. Your future health is less important than today's convenience.
Relationships.
Choosing to stay in a tight relationship rather than starting the long, uncertain process of finding themselves. The known misery of today feels more tolerable than the unknown potential for happiness tomorrow.
Career.
Choosing to stay in a stressful but familiar job rather than building a new career, aka better the devil you know. Your future satisfied and fulfilled self is a stranger you're willing to betray. Environmental and climate actions, education, addictions, social behavior, consumption choices, and the list is endless.
Face the pain of it.
So let's trace it step by step how we make spectacularly dumb decisions. To do this, I'm taking you behind the scenes into 2 private brain committees. Just a heads up, this is super exclusive, invitation only, so seriously, try not to screw it up while we're there, or we're both getting blacklisted. Getting back to business, so to speak.
The board committee. Impulse.
Come on! We need results now! The pressure's killing me! Just close this deal, launch this thing, do whatever gets us money today!
Present bias.
Listen to him. He's absolutely right. Today matters much more than some vague tomorrow. I've done the math. Well, my version of math, and now beats later every single time.
Instant return bias.
Let's be transactional. That long-term strategy requires massive upfront investment with ROI years away. This short-term initiative needs a small investment with an immediate return. It's simply more efficient resource allocation. It's just good business.
Temporal myopia.
Future? What future? Everything past next week is blurry. Those long-term consequences, abstract concepts, but this is an immediate problem, crystal clear and urgent.
You, the protagonist.
Right, that settles it. Short-term win. It is.
The outcome.
Thanks all for that stress and screwed business. You couldn't do any better, could you?
That marshmallow doesn't look so innocent anymore, does it? Here is another committee meeting that might hit closer to home.
The dating app dilemma. Impulse.
I'm so damn lonely right now, and bored, and stressed. Just swipe right, get some validation, feel alive again. I don't care what happens tomorrow, I need to feel good right now.
Present bias.
He's got a point. That dopamine hit from a new match. That's guaranteed pleasure. Building something real with someone. That's like work, and it takes forever.
Instant return bias.
Building a real relationship requires a huge investment of vulnerability, time, and emotional energy with no guaranteed return. Swiping right requires 1 second of effort for a near certain hit of validation. From a pure effort to reward ratio, the transaction is laughably one-sided.
Temporal myopia.
Honestly, I can't even picture what a healthy relationship looks like long-term. It's all fuzzy and theoretical, but this person is messaging me right now? That's real.
You, the protagonist.
You're all right. Let's do this.
The outcome.
You idiots. Time wasted, health wasted, money wasted, self-esteem damaged.
Well, depending on who gets ghosted.
Never again.
Until the next time. Sounds like it was all worth it. And to make matters worse, these naughty biases don't wreak havoc in our businesses or lives just by themselves. They team up with planning fallacy and optimism bias, loss and risk aversion, endowment effect and cognitive dissonance, and many others still to be introduced. Not because it's fun for me, but because you need to understand the whole picture next time you decide to act on an impulse. Check out the content on this channel. You might be surprised by how many new things you discover about yourself and your own thinking. And to fight this bias in business, I suggest you download the complementary materials to the From Purpose to Profit Strategic Guide. It's never too late to start thinking rationally and strategically.
Unbound mind.
In every domain, we systematically choose immediate relief over long-term benefit. We're not just making bad decisions, we're making predictably bad decisions based on how our brains are wired. People would suggest commitment devices, friction reductions, breaking down tasks, willpower training, financial education, default option, and immediate feedback. It won't work. You can ditch your 10 hacks on how not to procrastinate right now because you won't remember them anyway. We're not dealing with isolated decision-making flaws. We're dealing with systematic neurological programming that prioritizes immediate survival over long-term thriving. The real conspiracy isn't that these biases exist. It's that we pretend we can overcome them with willpower and life hacks. Honestly, you can attempt all the behavioral changes you want. But if underneath your change attempts lies flawed thinking fed by neurological conspiracy, you are screwed before you start. A well-kept secret that keeps productivity and performance gurus employed. In the next video, we'll pave our way out. Make sure you are subscribed because you don't want to miss it.